The river had swelled beyond its banks after a raging storm, muddy and wild, overflowing its domain, crashing over the land. Every animal living around the river knew the fury of the water. They all steered clear, avoiding its path. Yet there was one who didn't heed the warning. It was a lion, majestic, weary, and worn from hunger, seeking out some prey. Perhaps he was looking for water, but that's no excuse. One slip and he was in. The river roared in triumph, pulling him under. The lion struggled against the current, but the water was too strong. His mighty roars were replaced with desperate gasps as the water surged through his mouth. His powerful legs kicked, unable to find purchase on the riverbed below. There was no footing, no grip. The king was drowning, helpless and vulnerable. Seconds ticked by, each one bringing him closer to vanishing beneath the chaos of the raging water. From the nearby reeds, something moved, something ancient, sharp-eyed, scaled and waiting. It was a crocodile, silent and primal, watching the struggle of the feline. This should have been its moment, a perfect strike, easy prey. But it didn't attack. Instead, the reptile swam closer, curious about the commotion. Soon it was close enough to circle the lion, nudging him gently with its snout, perhaps to check if he was indeed stuck. The lion, panicked, tried to claw at the intruder, but his strength was quickly fading, his movements sluggish. The crocodile didn't respond with teeth and claws, and when the lion went limp, it moved under his body, pushing him upwards with its broad shoulders to keep him above water. With slow power, it started drifting toward the calmer edge of the river, guiding the lion away from the turbulent waters, all the while keeping a watchful eye on him, ensuring he didn't slip beneath the surface. After what felt like an eternity, the crocodile reached the muddy bank. Here the water was still strong, but the flow had calmed significantly. With the final surge, it pushed the lion onto the shore. The lion rolled off, coughing, broken but alive. The crocodile stayed still for a moment, watching over the big cat, perhaps waiting for a response. Then with a flick of its tail, it disappeared into the current as quietly as it had come. The jungle was watching, breathless and still. Monkeys in the trees had fallen silent. Deer stood frozen beyond the bushes, tails tucked between their legs. A hawk circled above, momentarily forgetting its own hunt. None could understand what had just transpired. A moment not ruled by instinct, but by something else. Recognition, perhaps, or maybe mercy. Or was it memory? 4 days. The lion didn't return to hunt. He stayed near the river's edge, staring across the water, lost in thought. Maybe he was trying to understand what had just happened. Why hadn't the crocodile struck the killing blow? Why had it shown mercy? Or maybe he was simply listening to the echoes of the river, trying to piece together the events that unfolded during his struggle. In the jungle, where every heartbeat is a war for survival, this was more than rare. It was sacred, a moment that transcended the roles written in the book of nature. It spoke of something deeper, something that stirred the very soul of the jungle, a testament to the wild's unpredictability. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the lion let out a low, rumbling roar, a sound that echoed the turmoil in his heart. This wasn't a roar of dominance or a challenge to rivals. It was a roar of contemplation, a questioning of the ways of the jungle, a dialogue with the spirits of the wild. The wind seemed to carry his roar to the deepest corners of the jungle, to the lairs of leopards, the elephant herds, and the watering holes where zebras quenched their thirst. It was as if the lion was seeking an answer, a clarification of the boundaries between life and death, between predator and prey. Days turned into weeks, and the river continued its relentless flow. The monsoon season had arrived, bringing with it heavy downpours and lush greenery. The jungle, rejuvenated by the rain, thrived, but the lion's unease remained. He continued to sit by the river, his gaze fixed on the water, lost in the echoes of the past. Then one day, a small ripple broke the surface of the water. A pair of beady eyes peered out, followed by the emergence of a long, slender snout. It was the crocodile, its sleek form glistening in the sunlight, its gaze steady and unwavering. The lion, startled, rose to his paws, his instincts taking over. But as the crocodile approached, he hesitated. There was a moment of intense eye contact between the two animals, a silent conversation spanning millennia of existence. The crocodile circled the lion, its presence a stark reminder of their earlier encounter. The lion, in turn, stood his ground, his regal bearing evident despite his weakened state. After what felt like an eternity, the crocodile submerged again, leaving the lion to his thoughts. The encounter shook the lion, stirring memories of his struggle with the river and the crocodile's unexpected intervention. It was as if the crocodile was revisiting the past, reliving the moments when their lives had intertwined in a dance of survival. For the lion, it was a jarring experience. He was torn between his predatory instincts and the enigmatic behavior of the crocodile. The memory of the drowning, of the crocodile's actions, refused to fade. It haunted his dreams, turning his nights into a blur of water and darkness. As the days passed, the lion's obsession grew. He spent his time near the river, fixated on the spot where he had been saved. He would sit for hours, staring at the flowing water, trying to make sense of it all. The other animals, sensing his turmoil, kept their distance. They whispered amongst themselves, their voices carrying tales of the lion's strange behavior. But amidst the whispers, there was a growing sense of wonder, a curiosity about the bond between the lion and the crocodile. The jungle, with its myriad of sounds and secrets, had witnessed countless dramas. But this was different. It was a story of survival, yes, but it was also a tale of something more profound. The lion's obsession reached its peak during the night of the full moon. The jungle was alive with sound, the symphony of crickets and the distant calls of nocturnal hunters. The lion, unable to sleep, ventured closer to the river. The moonlight painted silvery streaks on the water, making it sparkle like 1,000 tiny stars. As he stood there, mesmerized by the beauty, a sudden movement caught his eye. The crocodile was emerging from the water, its form illuminated by the moonlight. The lion, startled, took a step back, but the crocodile didn't advance. It stood its ground, its eyes reflecting the moonlight, its gaze unwavering. In that moment, something shifted between them. The lion, overcome with emotion, let out a loud roar, a release of the turmoil that had been raging within him. But it wasn't a roar of aggression or dominance. It was a roar of surrender, a yielding to the enigma of the wild. As the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, the lion took a final look at the river. The crocodile was nowhere to be seen, leaving him with his memories and his newfound understanding. The lion had come to terms with the duality of the wild, the predator-prey dynamic, the boundaries of life and death. He had stared into the abyss of the river and emerged with a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of nature. And so the lion returned to his pride, his steps lighter, his spirit renewed. He carried with him the echoes of the river, a reminder of the day he drowned, and the crocodile that saved him. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Jungle Echoes, Rescue, and Mystery. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think saved whom? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, like this video and share it with your friends, because every like and share helps us grow. We'll be back soon with another captivating tale from the wild. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, in the wild, even silence has its own language.